Namaste. Welcome, everyone. My name is Todd Norian. I'm the founder of Ashaya Yoga, and I'm so happy to be here with you today for this short class introduction to Ashaya Yoga. I'm calling it the Summer of Chill Out Yoga with Santosha, which means contentment. And the fact is, summer is a time when we're supposed to just play, be free, have time and space. I remember as a kid, maybe not so much anymore, like that doesn't happen, but I remember staying out late, having neighborhood games outside. And then best part was there was no school, no work. But what happens is we can get overwhelmed in the summer just by staying so busy. I can't tell you how many people are burned out this season because they've scheduled so many cultural events and social functions, all fun things, but they never really value time to connect, go inward, and find some solitude in themselves. Santosha is a Sanskrit word. It's one of the Niyamas or observances that means contentment. Santosha is getting back to the center where there's serenity, tranquility, a sense of non-aggravation, where you're just at peace inside yourself. And in the Tantric tradition that I teach, the idea in Tantra is we want to embrace the full spectrum of ourselves so that we can find this place of calm even amidst the chaos of our life, to be centered in the storm. So we don't need to run off to a monastery to get the inner peace. That contentment is really our birthright. It's our true nature. And when we're able to just accept life as it is, rather than being so attached to what we want it to be, or being in denial about what's happening, or trying to push away what we don't want and run after and grab what it is that we do want. When we can let go of all of that conditioning, we rest in the center of the vastness of the universe, deep inside the spirit. And this is what I call being in your heart, where you're just at ease in yourself. Your perspective opens and you feel just really good about yourself and about life. So we're going to do some poses now and some breathing exercises. By the end of it, you're going to feel so at peace. So whatever you have going on in the busyness of your summer schedule, which I hope you have some free time and some space, you're going to be able to do everything with a deeper sense of inner peace, connection, and of course, contentment, which is this beautiful experience of inner calm and inner peace. So come onto your mat. We're going to start on all fours, hands and knees. And I'm just going to adjust my little camera angle here. So coming on to hands and knees, all fours. Wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, hip distance apart. Spread your fingers wide apart, evenly spaced between each finger. And with that longing for contentment and inner peace, just lightly press the finger pads down and the knuckles where your fingers join the hands. I call that the pads and the roots. And then pull in from your hands all the way up to your heart. Engage your muscles with contentment. But then with deep self-acceptance, melt the upper back. So the heart melts, the space of the upper back melts. Lift your sitting bones, inhale, look up. And then exhale, pull your tailbone in, round your back up, belly toward the spine, look into your heart. Inhale, lift your sitting bones. Exhale, pull your tailbone in, and just coordinate your breath with the movement and just undulate back and forth. And then because today we're going to focus on contentment, I'm going to invite you to slow it down about 10 or 20%. Take it into a slow motion move. But even as you move slowly, keep your finger pads and roots down, claw. Keep your arms strong, elbows straight. Maintain the flow of your breath, as though you could be in the flow of the universe, the current of grace. And recognize that life actually does have your back, but it works in mysterious ways. And when you can find Santosha and contentment, your perspective broadens, and what you think is like a real challenge can become a door to life-enhancing change. Come back to center and then balance your low back. So we want curve. So take your inner thighs back and length. Pull your tailbone in. Find the balance. The belly is toned. Curl your toes under. Walk your knees back a few inches. And then keeping your knees on the floor, we're going to stretch back to puppy dog pose. Pull your palms isometrically, which means they don't move. And notice how your arms get stronger. And then instead of collapsing your shoulders down, lift your arm bones up. With the arm bones up, melt the upper back and find the place of balance where your arm bones are working actively, but your heart is passive. That place in the middle is the source of contentment and peace. Always the place between the two contrasts, between the two opposites. And then slowly come up into downward dog pose. Alternately, press your heels, bend the opposite knee. Just enjoy your breath. Enjoy the stretch. And then exhale, right foot forward. Bring your knee down. And then twist up to the right. Put your right hand on your right leg. Lift your heart, shoulders back, and breathe. Release, step back, downward dog pose. And then lunge your left foot forward, right knee down. Take a deep breath. And then scissor your legs with longing to have more inner peace and contentment. Twist to the left hand on your left knee. Lift up to your heart. Take a big breath. Exhale, release, step back, plank. Hold plank just for a moment. Claw your finger pads and your roots of your hands. Heart is soft. Then take your thigh bones back. Pull your tailbone in. Find the inner strength to not be swayed by our conditioning, to really hug into your center with contentment. And then knees down and slowly lower your shoulders, lower your chest, put your toes back, and inhale, come up. Nice, easy cobra position. Hug your legs toward the middle, roll your thighs in, tailbone in. And then see if you can lift your chest a little more. And as you lift your chest, pull your palms backwards isometrically. When your palms go back, notice how the bottom tips of your shoulder blades go into the back of your heart. I always like to say, yeah, that's the hands of the universe on your back, supporting you to have more contentment, more inner peace. Lift through your throat, take your head back, and then exhale, come all the way down. Push back to downward facing dog pose. And then take your right leg up. Lift the inner thigh a little bit more so your right kneecap faces the floor. And then lunge forward and come up. And just balance with right leg forward, left leg back. And you scissor your legs toward the middle to create the balance. Inhale, stretch your arms out. Then sweep your arms out to the side. Bring them back. Clasp your hands. And squeeze the head of your arm bones back. Lift your heart a little bit more. Exhale, fold forward. Lift your wrists. Take some breaths here. And then release your hands, step back, downward dog pose. Now take your left leg up high. Lift the inner left thigh more. Left knee faces the floor. And then exhale. Lunge forward. A Again, with contentment, just hug in. Contentment is just like a warm embrace. It's like putting a blanket on. It hugs. Stretch your arms up. Thigh bones back, tail in. And from your pelvic core, just push through your feet. And from your pelvis, rise up. Inhale, inner peace. Exhale, release any attachments, release conditioning. And then sweep your arms out to the side and back, clasp in the non-habitual way. So just switch the order of your index fingers and squeeze your shoulders back, lift your heart more. And exhale, fold. Try to keep your balance here as you stretch your hands and your wrists up. In Tantra, contentment is not just we're always going to be centered or we have to clear everything out so there's no interruption. It's how to stay centered even when there's chaos in the field. Inhale, come up. How to stay balanced and in your heart during difficult times. That's really the yoga of the householder. Then sweep your arms out to the side. Come on down. Again, plank. This time come into Chaturanga Dandasana. You can put your knees on the floor if you need to, but don't let your shoulders go below the elbows. So keep the head of your arm bones up, then thighs back, tailbone in. Hold, and exhale down. This time, clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift your shoulders up, chest up, and then just lift your right leg up, just one leg. Right leg up, hold. Exhale everything down. And then inhale, come up again. This time left leg up. And breathe. Exhale down. Place your hands. Go to downward dog pose and then step by step walk in until your feet are parallel. Push your feet down, bend your knees a bit. To rise, stretch all the way up, and then exhale. Bring your arms down, do Tadasana, mountain. Good. Now in mountain pose, let yourself be like a mountain, content, open to the elements. Mountains are not resisting what comes across them. They have to accept, receive, and let yourself be receptive. Hands to hips. Take a wide stance. Stretch your arms out and bring your ankles as wide apart as your wrists. Feet parallel. Square your left foot. Turn your right foot all the way open. And then squeeze your legs. Pull up from the feet to the pelvis. Your muscles get strong. Then bend your right knee to warrior two. Thigh bones back. The left thigh goes back. And the right thigh goes back. Just stick your butt out. That generates a low back curve. Keeping the curve, pull your tailbone in. Especially draw your right sitting bone under you more. Bend your front leg more if you can. Hands at the level of your shoulders. And just for a moment with steadiness, steady contentment, look out over your right fingers. Find the place of inner peace deep in your heart and dwell there for a moment, even within the pressure of this pose. Go to your right palm up, left hand on your thigh. Go into reverse warrior two. Enjoy the stretch. And then inhale, come up, legs straight. Turn your right foot square. Left foot open this time. Hug, bend, stretch. Look out over your left fingers. Soften, open to the bigger energy. Remember, life has your back. You don't have to do it all yourself. Then, with contentment, hug in, muscles to bones, squeeze. Squeeze your legs toward each other. That gives you the steadiness, the strength to maintain the path of your heart, even when you're being swayed Even when you go against what other people might think about you, stay true to yourself. Then thigh bones back, both the right thigh and the left thigh goes back. Tail in and really pull the left sitting bone down and under. Bend the left leg more. From the pelvic core now, shine contentment down through your feet, lift up through your spine, and radiate out. When you're content in yourself, your light increases. People notice that. People want to be around other people that are centered and in their heart. Reverse warrior two. Continue to breathe. Inhale, come up. Left leg straight, hands to hips. Walk your feet together. Take a breath. We'll do one more for the hips. Shift your weight over to your right foot. And then bend your left knee and see if you can balance just on the right foot. It helps if you keep your gaze focused on a point in front of you. And then place your foot on the inner thigh, if you can, or the inner shin, not right on the knee, but either above or below. And start to engage your right thigh with the left foot and left foot into the right thigh. Do the same thing with your hands. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. Extend a root from your pelvis down through the right leg and let it spread out. Grounded in contentment. Then thighs back, tail in. Start to move your left knee back. And if you feel centered, take a chance. Stretch your arms up, palms together. Look your thumbs. And it's okay if you fall, just get back up. Falling is learning. And then exhale, bring your palms back to center in front of your heart. Lower your leg. Take a breath. Shift your weight now to the left foot. Focus your gaze. Be steady in contentment, not bothered. Even if you fall, not bothered by that. Remember, contentment, Santosha, is a state of non-aggravation. Nothing disturbs you. Here we go. Bend the right knee, right foot up. Push your foot to thigh, thigh to foot. Press your palms together. Hug the vertical midline. Then thighs back, tail in. Squeeze your right knee back. And when you feel ready, if you feel balanced, stretch your arms up. Try to get the elbows straight with your palms together. Hug muscles to bones with contentment, like the bark of a tree protects the sap. In a certain way, contentment is really necessary to open our hearts, to stay calm. And when you're in a state of contentment, you make better decisions. Okay, exhale, palms down, lower your foot, lower your hands, and then hands to hips and just fold. Go to Uttanasana, all the way down, touch the floor with eagle talons or hands on your shins if you can't reach. Bend your knees, that's gonna help you get to the floor. But if you can, once you touch the floor, make your legs straight. Bow a little bit more. Contentment is deep, deep inside. Pull your tailbone in. Pull the sitting bones toward your heels. Bow. Bend your knees. Gently squat. Good. And then sit. Have a block or a blanket ready to put under your hips. So we're going to do a really wonderful hip opener, Gomukhasana. So you fold your left leg and you bring your right knee, right leg up and over. It's difficult to get into it. An easier way to get in is if you start and tabletop, like this. And then you just cross your right knee in front of the left, widen your feet, and then sit. And to help you sit between your ankles, you put a block right under the sitting bones. Widen your feet so they're out from underneath your hips. Okay, and press the little toe edges of your feet down, push forward. Take your hands and internally rotate your right leg. Good. Then place your hands on the soles of your feet and breathe. And you'll notice the right hip is up, but if you breathe into your right sitting bone and exhale, the sitting bone will start to sink. Close your eyes and focus on how to relax the right hip. Relax the lower right side of your belly, the right thigh, right knee. And once your right hip releases closer to the floor, it doesn't have to be totally on the floor, then stick your butt out behind you and begin to fold forward. Now that's going to increase the stretch. So go to where you can tolerate and try to bring contentment to the discomfort. Yoga is the process of how to bring comfort into our discomfort. And it's really a metaphor for life. How to see that everything in life is for our awakening. Everything is here to give us a lesson, to show us, to help us expand, and to help us release what keeps us small. If you can fold all the way forward, do that now. And then inhale, come up, and just switch the position of your legs. So easier said than done, right? So you can come back into, the table position, uncross, and then just cross your left knee over. So the knees are close together, widen your feet, and then sit back on pillow or a block. Widen your feet away from the hips a bit more. Press the little toe edges down and push lightly forward. That will automatically start to give you a really good hip stretch. Roll your thigh bone in. Take the sitting bones back and then pull your tailbone in. And like we did on the first side, with your eyes closed, focus on your left sitting bone. Usually that's where the stretch is really tight. So I want you to relax and breathe into the left hip and visualize it, allow it to descend and get heavy as it moves toward the earth. Relax the lower left belly, the left thigh, even the left side of your torso, left shoulder. And see if you can bring more contentment, Santosha, to the whole left side of your body. Breath is key. Without breath, we just hold and hold and hold onto our tension. But with the breath, it gives you the strength to let go. Then pull your tail in, fold forward as much as you wish and as much as you can. And release. Slowly come up. Now, come onto your back, knees bent, and take one knee in each hand. Knees are apart. Flex your feet. And then hold the knees, but create a low back curve. So move your inner thighs back until your lower back is off the floor. Keeping that little bit of space, we'll call that the contentment space. Pull your knees closer to you. You will start to feel a stretch in your hips, in your inner thighs. And breathe. Then release. And as you're ready, stretch your legs out. Bring your arms by your sides, palms up. Close your eyes and in Shavasana, this is probably the best time to let go. So over the next 2 or 3 breaths, when you exhale, release the muscles away from the bones. Allow your bones to descend, just like your sitting bones descended in Gomukhasana pose. Allow your whole body to let go and descend into the earth. Now relax your legs, relax your hips, relax your whole spine. Relax your shoulders. And imagine the light of contentment could flow like a warm liquid light up through the feet, legs, hips, into your spine. And let it flow all the way up through your torso. Let it pool on the front surface of your shoulder blades, the shoulders. And then let this liquid light of contentment cascade like a river down through your arms, forming pools of contentment in your palms. Relax your neck. Release your jaw, your tongue, your face. Then relax your eyes, the back of your head, the temples, the top of your head. Relax your whole body now. Without a care in the world, let yourself receive the wonderful space, freedom, and playfulness of summer. Let go of all responsibilities and work. Let go of all other commitments you've made. And just let yourself be refueled, rejuvenated. And let the universe and let grace surround you and bathe you in the light of consciousness. Just before you return, take a mental picture of contentment, how your body feels, how your mind feels, the spaciousness. how your heart feels. And let the universe and Santosha in. And know that contentment is a state that you can return to at any time you need, because it's already within you. With gratitude, take a deep breath, exhale, and then gently draw your knees in toward your chest, roll to the right side. Come on up to sitting. And we'll sit together just for a moment. Close your eyes. Lift your heart. Take your head back a bit. And then breathe into your heart. Contentment is what resides in our authentic heart. It's the part of us behind the veil of our conditioning, behind the deceit, behind any striving, that deep inside we're already whole and complete, filled with a sense of inner peace, serenity, and contentment. Let's bring that feeling of contentment more forward, more to the surface. Even in chaos, may we remain calm. Even in the storm, may we remain centered and never give up ourself. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart with deep acceptance and with wonderful, joyous memories of summers that are free, open, spacious, time to play, time to really follow your heart and do what lights you up. And also to take some time for solitude, to reconnect with yourself, perhaps even radically to do nothing. Let's bring our hearts together now with the sound of Om. Om. Namaste. The contentment in me bows to the contentment in you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you have a really peaceful rest of your day. And if you like this and you want more of this, please consider checking out the Ashaya membership. I teach like this twice a week. There's so many other perks and videos and experiences that you can have that I'm offering at a really, really good price. So you're worth it. Your contentment is worth it. So hope to see you again real soon. Okay, bye for now.